Hi, LouAnn. I hope your week has been great. I read your blog and noticed that you mentioned that digitizing our classroom was the most important trend when you interviewed your instructional technology representative this week. I think that's a good statement and an interesting one because, as you mentioned, with mobile devices and Wi-Fi and all of these technology or technologies available to us today as teachers, it's definitely there for our students. Our students are growing up in a digital world, and they're definitely they don't seem to be afraid to embrace that at all. Um, you also mentioned that while classrooms are becoming more um, student centered, that digitizing the curriculum will help to make it more possible. And I believe that's true. I believe that educational technology today provides students who are struggling, average students, and students that need a challenge, an opportunity that may not be there otherwise, if we're truly using technology as an educational tool. I also found it interesting that you were talking about the BYOD becoming more and more prevalent in schools and opening up opportunities. That's something that interests me, and I'd love to see happen. However, security and liabilities concern me in our school because we're a rural private school, and one, our bandwidth just couldn't handle it, and two, what happens when that device is broken? Something happens to it. Who becomes liable for it? And so we're not there yet. It's something that, as a technology team, we've talked about, but just aren't ready for multiple reasons to put it in place in our school for our students. Now, some of our teachers are bringing their own devices in to use, and we put them on the network so that they can provide instruction in their curriculum. And you mentioned about the collaboration, and I believe Google Drive does a great job, and without that technology, we might not be able to provide stuff. Now, our school specifically doesn't use Google Drive, but I do like it, and we're trying to look at the collaborative side of Office 365 because we have Microsoft email accounts for our school for the first time this year, and so we're looking at that. One of the other things that you talked about were smart boards, and I must admit that concerns me a lot. The fact that smart boards might become used less than they are today. I think sometimes teachers, especially in our schools, they don't have a complete understanding that that smart board really should be student driven. It should be students should be learning from that and interacting with it. It shouldn't be just a display for the teacher to use and to interact with. Students truly should be coming up to that smart board and interacting with it, and teachers should be observing and assessing students' knowledge as they do so. On the subject matter, not necessarily on the smart board, but on the subject that is being taught at that particular moment in time. There's so many apps and websites that are out there that we could take advantage of in digitizing our curriculum. However, I think sometimes teachers need training on that. I know our teachers there's something out there for that? Yes. Get out there and search. Find out what's there, and they themselves are afraid to embrace that. And I'm glad that the information that you got from your interviewee did not change your mind about educational technology or distance education. And I'm glad that as you continue to teach after graduation, that you plan to include technology or more of an emphasis on technology in your classroom. I'm looking forward to the rest of our time together and look forward to talking with you later in the week. And I hope that at some point you'll be able to fulfill your dreams of working in an online educational program or virtual school. Have a blessed week.